Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us again. It is another beautiful day and I think the best week so far of this year. Earlier on today we went right up to the coast, which is closest to our house, and we sat on the sort of beach, if you like, for a wee while, just enjoying the view. It was just lovely. We had such a lovely view and it was just perfect. So what we thought was, whilst we were out, we wanted something nice and fresh, quite a light dinner, and using up what we had in the house already without having to go to the shops again, and making it Slim World friendly, hopefully. So yeah, today we are hoping to make sort of Turkish style beef kebabs. So I'm going to have one of these. My husband will probably have two, but I'm going to have one of these. Now these are from M&S. It was part of the 3 for £12 deal, and we had a barbecue yesterday, and so this was left over, so we didn't take this with us, and we thought it's best to just use it up. It has got a use by date for another couple of days, but we're probably not going to just use the one or two kebabs through the week. We have got other things planned, and we didn't have anything planned for tonight's dinner, so it fits in absolutely perfectly. So yes, these are part of the 3 for £12 deal in M&S. If you guys have been in my opinion, they've probably got the best sort of barbecue range, Slimming World friendly barbecue range there, compared to Asda, Tesco's, Morrison's. They're the sort of big supermarkets near us. These are a little bit higher, unfortunately. These are 6 sins per kebab, but each kebab could be sliced up. You know, you could have it on its own. You could, there are other things you can do with it, but basically what it is minced beef with spices, garlic and red chilli puree. Suitable for freezing, so if we do have any leftover, we could pop it in the freezer. If we've got one, if I have one, my husband has the two, we could maybe put the other one in the freezer. Feeling that we'll probably just cook all of them, and my husband will probably eat it anyway. So yeah, they advise you to grill it for 13 to 15 minutes. We've previously had these before, and we popped them in the air fryer and they were perfect in the air fryer. A lot less mess, a lot less hassle, heating up the grill and the oven and things. So I'll probably just pop them back into the air fryer again. So per 75 gram kebab, it's 181 calories, 13.3 grams of fat, 6 grams of saturated fats, 2.3 grams of carbs, 0.8 grams of sugar, 2.9 grams of fibre, 11.5 grams of protein and 0.62 grams of salt. The pack itself is 300 grams. Made in the UK with M&S assured beef from farms in the UK, and it is 79% beef. The only allergen in there is sulfites, which is not a good thing to eat a lot of, but it is a one-off thing. We don't eat this every day, and yeah, I think it'll be nice. So what we were thinking is that, these are sort of spice kebabs. We love Greek food, and so we thought, I wonder if we could do something a little bit healthier and a little bit lighter than your usual sort of Greek food that you can get from restaurants or sort of like street food places. We particularly love getting a Greek gyro, but the bread, unfortunately, we looked up on the Slim World app and it just wasn't worth it for me, basically, to spend all of the sins for the day on one wrap. So I thought, well, let's try to think a little bit out of the box and see what we have in the house and use it up in that way. We'll pop these down for now. We also have Ainsley Harriet Spice Sensation Cous Cous with sunflower seeds, mixed spices and chilli, which is a source of protein, low in fat and low in sugar. Now this is a 100 gram pack. It's suitable for vegetarians as well, if you guys have or haven't seen this before. I will put all of the sin values next to things as I show it on your camera. Just sometimes when you're talking and you're showing people things, it goes out of your mind. But I know for sure the kebabs are 6 sins per kebab. If I remember correctly, this is 1 sin for the whole pack, so it would be half a sin if you're having half of it, which is what I'm doing today. Now, as with anything, always just check your own sin allowance, what you're allowed to have, what you're trying to plan to have. I do allow myself a little bit more sins on a Saturday and a Sunday, and I think that just sort of fits in better with what we enjoy and what we like to do. So I always aim to have 15 and under, but on a weekday I would try to have 10 and under. But on a weekend, like yesterday, I think I had about 12, 13 sins. Today it's probably going to be round about the same, to be honest. But that works for me. It gives me a little bit more freedom to enjoy other things like the barbecue yesterday and obviously our meal tonight without making things go to waste. So with this, they advise you to pop 160 mils of boiling water into a bowl, cover the bowl with a lid, or I sometimes use foil or cling film, and leave it to sit for 3 to 5 minutes until the couscous absorbs the water. You just give it a wee stir through. If you're wanting to taste it and then maybe adding any other extra spices or seasoning or anything like that, then that's your opportunity to do it. And then they just advise you to serve it immediately. So the allergens in this are wheat, and that is it. So there's lots of spices in here. There's cayenne pepper, turmeric, coriander, cumin, parsley, onion powder, ground coriander, garlic powder, carrot powder, didn't even know there was such a thing. We've also got some tomato flakes in there as well, minced onion and carrots, as well as some salt and some other bits, cinnamon, cloves, fenugreek. So there's lots and lots of you know, flavours and spices in there, which I think will make it taste really, really good. The product does not contain palm oil, which is good to know. And yeah, this has been in my cupboard for a few months, I must admit, but it's a really, really easy lunch. So sometimes I'll just have half of it, I'll sprinkle about half into a dish, add some water, leave it to, you know, absorb the water, and then just add in chicken, vegetables, feta, whatever. So yeah, it's a really handy thing to have, and you can generally pick these up pretty cheap in B&M. And I mentioned feta there, so that brings me on to the next ingredient, and I can give you a little bit more information about what we're hoping to make. So this is a reduced fat salad cheese, which is meant to be like reduced fat feta. Picked it up today in Tesco's, and a lot of places don't have the reduced fat feta or halloumi, so it is worth just having to shop around a little bit if it's something that you do eat a lot of. But this is a 200 gram pack, and going by my Sunworld app, I can have 65 grams of this feta as part of one of my Healthy Extra A choices. So just to remind people, if you're not sure or aware already, the Healthy Extra A choices on Sunworlds are related to ensuring that you get the right amount of calcium in your diet on a day-to-day basis. And you're allowed 2 Healthy Extra A choices. So it can be 2 cheese choices, it can be 2 different types of milk, or it can be one of each. This will be my second cheese option of the day. I had some cheese on a sort of breakfast bagel that I'd made this morning. So yeah, this will be me, that'll be me done for the day. And the breakfast bagel that I used was also a Healthy Extra B. So yeah, I've ticked off all the boxes today. I've been trying to be really on plan, even though I've had such a busy weekend. I have stuck to my guns and I've been so strict with myself, but not strict that I've not enjoyed myself. I've just been very mindful and aware of what I'm doing, what I'm eating and how I'm feeling. I think it's really easy to think you're hungry and you see everyone else just gorging on food, and actually when I sat back yesterday and I did see people eating and having a great time, and I thought, but you know what, I'm actually full. I felt full and I was happy with the food that I'd had, and that was a really nice feeling to be able to appreciate. So thank you Sunworld, it's working so far so good. So I do have some extra vegetables here. I'm not going to sort of pick up every single bit, but I do have some sugar snap peas, which are a speed food on Sunworld. We've also got some peppers. We've got 4 small red onions, and we also have a courgette. Now my plan is to make some lovely spiced couscous with our beef kebab, some feta mixed into the couscous as well, and roast all of our vegetables in the oven. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. I think it's going to get rid of all of the extra bits that we've got in the fridge just now, and it means that we start afresh as of today for the next week ahead. So I shall get on with all of my chopping and putting things into the oven that I've got to do. We are just going to bake the vegetables in the oven just to roast them with some fry light in a roasting tin. And as I said, the beef kebabs will be popped into our air fryer. So I'll get on with what I'm going to do and you can watch. Okay, so we're going to get to grips with making this dinner now. So what I've done is I've boiled the kettle. I thought it's probably wise to start off by cooking the couscous, as it might take a little bit of time to absorb the water and fluff up. If you can hear any whirring in the background, I do apologise. It is the air fryer cooking our beef kebabs. So I do apologise if the audio quality is not as good as what it usually is. So yeah, what I'll do first, I'll just show you what this is like. Some of you might have seen this before. I'm actually really quite a lover of this stuff, to be honest. I really like it. There's lots of different flavours and it's really good for lunch. I mean, like I said, you can half it, so it saves making 2 different meals if you're wanting to do a healthier lunch. And again, as I said, it's 1 sin for the whole packet. But generally half a pack with some extra stuff added into it is more than enough. But we're going to be obviously sharing this tonight. There's lots of little bits of like tomato and other bits in there as well. It does smell very Mediterranean, shall I say. It smells really nice. As I said, if you guys haven't tried these, you can get like Asda own, Tesco own brand, etc. But I was in B&M a few months ago and I remember picking up like a handful of different flavours, and this was the one that was left over, so I thought it's best just to try to use it up. It says I was buying more food, and with regards to what we've got in our sort of kitchen cupboard, it's now very minimal in there, which is good because we've been able to use up a lot of stuff over the last couple of weeks. So what I'll do first is I will just grab my scales, put this down. So I don't actually have a measuring jug at the moment. My measuring jug broke and I haven't been anywhere near a shop over the weekend to buy one, basically. But the scales will do the trick in the meantime. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just grab a fork or a spoon and maybe just sort of mix this up a little bit. So we'll just pop that down and leave it to one side. I'll also just maybe cover it over with something as well. Got a little plate that I can pop over it. That's this. So we'll leave that just to do its own thing. Now, what I will also do before we cut up our vegetables is weigh out our salad cheese as well. So I think probably the easiest thing to do is use a small tub. I'm wanting to break it up so that myself and my husband have both got our 65 gram serving, so we're not having more or less than what we should have. So change it. There we go. Let me see if I can open this. Oh, feel here. There we go. So I'm just going to drop that in. That's 59 grams. Oh, it's going to be difficult to get the 65, I think. Bang on 65. Great. That's fab. And again, with the other side. Getting quite messy now. It sort of seems to be crumbling a bit more. sauces. Just mop up this here, a little bit of water come out of the bag from the cheese. There we go. That's this. So we've got that set aside. We'll pop this over here. And then all we need to do now really is cut up the vegetables, and they can be cut up in any way, shape or form. They don't need to be perfect, they are going straight into the oven. I think what I might do is actually add in some tomatoes as well. We've got some nice tomatoes that we found on offer in Tesco's, so I think we'll probably chop them up as well. Although I might even just fill them in, put them in whole. You know what it's like, you think you've got lots of vegetables and you put them in the oven and there's not very much vegetables left. And I'll pop our cheese back in the fridge as well whilst I remember. So, I think what we'll do is we'll start off with the courgette and probably just slice it. I think that's probably the best way. Obviously you can sort of quarter it up and things, you know, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But I think just to bulk out the meal, I think having it in slices will probably be quite nice when it's roasted in the oven. And finally, we'll move on to our our red onion. What we're going to do now is we'll pop all of our chopped up vegetables into the oven. I've sprayed them all with plenty of fry light. I've added in some sea salt, I've added in some garlic granules, a little bit of aromat, which is an all-purpose savoury seasoning, which is lovely. It really does add such a lovely flavour. If you guys have not used this before, I'd highly recommend it. And a good amount of black pepper. So just going to pop this into the oven. I'm going to go check on our beef kebabs in the air fryer and pop them on again for another while to make sure that they're fully cooked through. So I'll see you once it's all done. Okay, so we have the finished product. I think it looks absolutely delicious. It certainly smells it. But I'll give you guys a little bit of a close-up there. So we've got our tomatoes, we've got our red onions, peppers and courgette as well. And we've also got our couscous with our feta mixed through. So yeah, really looking forward to this. And I've just chopped up or just sliced up the Korean barbecue kebab, the beef kebab. So in fact no, it was Turkish kebab, sorry. I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, so yep, really looking forward to this. Lots of healthy food in here, and I think it's going to taste great. So as I said, it's 6 sins per beef kebab, and it was 1 sin for the whole packet of couscous. So it equates to 6.5 sins for all of this food, which I think will be incredibly worth it. So I hope this has been a useful video for you guys, a bit of a different one for me to do for you guys. But yeah, I'm hoping that you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions or any Slimming World friendly recipes you would like me to try, or you think I may like, then please send them my way, let me know. I am always open to new suggestions, and it was lovely to cook with you guys at home again, as always. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.